Well, it's that special time yet again. It's the end of the year, the end of 2025, and it's time for some good old reflection. So, like every year, this is just me kind of just rambling about certain things, some highlights that revolve around the channel, me, other things, maybe talk about some downsides, highlight some videos I'm very proud of, and even shout out a few people. So hopefully you look forward to these types of reflection types of videos where I just kind of talk about just the year in general. 2025 was a fairly fascinating year. I'd say it's probably one of the most eventful ones I've had in quite some time. Um, I'm not going to go into full detail, but I know stuff that's been going on personally, even things with this channel. A lot of things has happened. And just kind of crazy just how much has happened in this one year, because again, the past few years prior to this was kind of very low key, nothing too crazy, but again, just a big leap from last year. So I do have some notes. Let me just grab my phone real quick. I'm just gonna go through just a few highlights, of course. Of course, I'm going to talk about the highlights revolving the channel mainly. Probably the first big highlight of this year was the fact that I had my first branded video. And that's when I got that Vivor record cleaner, which I still have, by the way. I actually do have it. I do have it stored somewhere else. It's not here because I don't have any space for that. But I still kind of stand what I said in that video, and that video did pretty well. So again, just a cool experience to get a chance to actually get like a sponsor, if you will. I haven't got another sponsor since, or at least a sponsor I'm interested in. So if there's any companies out there who, wanna hit me up, again, I have my information in the description, of course, down below, or in my About Me page on the main channel page, if that makes any sense. So again, hit me up if you have any other products you want me to review. I'm open for it. Also, kind of the next big highlight when it comes to the channel, speaking of kind of the more money side of things, of course, finally, after so much time of being qualified but keep getting denied, finally I got this channel monetized. It was just 2 years of just nonsense. Very happy that that's finally covered, and now there's ads running on the channel. I know there's some people who are going to complain like, oh my god, why are there so many ads on this video? I mean, I've said this on the channel many times that the second I get monetized, I'm taking full advantage of that. Again, you can call me a seller all you want, but I'm just going for it. I am going all in. So I apologize if the ads might seem a bit much, because yeah, I do empathize that, yeah, ads are annoying, but again, with the amount of work I've been putting into the channel, I think I earned that. I think I earned it. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that doesn't peeve you off too much. But another thing when it comes about the monetization side of things, of course, I opened my Patreon page. I have a few people on there already supporting the channel. Do hope that in the next year we'll get more people on there. Of course, I offer song requests, album requests. I actually sit down and I listen to all of them. Of course, when it comes to like songs, we have a lot of country, a lot of rock. We have people like, Arcade Fire, Ringo Starr. Again, more of the country side of things, like Carrie Underwood for one. And of course, on the album side of things, we have people like, again, Ringo Starr, Alice in Chains, Johnny Cash, and a lot of variety. And I hope in the new year we'll get more people on so I can keep expanding my journey of music from other people. So again, if you really want to support my channel, if you really love what I do, please go over there and so you can support me, and get some bonus content while you're at it. So again, link to all that is in the description. And of course, there's been a lot more like short form content on the channel. You know, I'd say it's always interesting because the first half of the year I am really pushing the shorts a lot, but it's always by the end of the year was where I kind of start to teeter off. You know, mainly because of the holidays. I'm not as proact. Well, I'm not as. That's not really my main focus anymore. But which I won't be surprised when we go into 2026, the short production will be back up again, and then we'll go through this entire cycle. So that's just something to kind of take note, that I kind of noticed in recent time. And other highlights that I want to point out, of course, I got interviewed. I had an interview with the website 360 Degree Sound. Shout out to David Hopper, who actually reached out to me on Instagram, and he actually asked me if I was interested in being interviewed about my collection, and of course I had to go for it. And that was just a really cool experience. Like, I didn't think I would ever get interviewed for something like this, but it was really cool. You know, there were some good questions in there. There actually is a video of the interview. So there's the website version, and then there's the video version. I'll leave a link to both in the description so you can check those out if you hadn't seen that already. But that's a cool experience. So again, we'll see if more stuff like that happens. I kind of doubt it, but it was still such a cool thing that I got a chance to do. But of course, probably the big highlight of this year was the fact that, of course, the channel turned 5 years old. 5 years of me just talking about music, and just the amount of time that has changed. Of course, the channel's gone through many changes in that short span in the grand scheme of things. But of course, I got to do like a big video where I talked about my top 100 favorite albums of all time. It was a lot of work, but I think it all came out really well, and I think a lot of people enjoyed that. And a really appropriate way to celebrate the channel, just my journey of music and all the discoveries I've made and how it shaped my musical taste. And so it was just a video that it took a lot of time to record, but I think it was worth it in the end. So in terms of those highlights, I think those are probably the big ones that are worth mentioning right now. Now, of course, you gotta talk about maybe some downsides or things that weren't as good as I usually do. Of course, more on the personal side, I definitely think that I experienced my first taste of burnout. You might have noticed, like, I think after I did the top 100 favorite album video, I definitely wasn't uploading as much. I just pretty much for the rest of October, and I think even a good chunk of November, there really was not many videos being made. Again, I was just kind of focusing on other things because, you know, I was finishing up college, which that's another thing I should have mentioned, that I'm now technically pretty much done with college. You know, it's just 6 years out of community college, so I think the time is right to finally move on. And then, of course, I have work as well that also took a lot of my time, and so I wasn't really as motivated to make videos. But I think, I mean, as December has shown, it all came back. So I don't know if more burnout will happen. I'm sure it will. I mean, given the how most YouTubers are a lot of the times. But I think I'm good for now. And I have a lot of good stuff planned for next year, and hopefully that will keep me motivated. And the fact that I don't have to worry about school will also help me be able to dedicate more time making videos. But that was just one of the that was just one downside. Of course, another kind of thing that might have also played a role with the videos being slow was the fact that there was a time where my computer was acting weird. For some reason, it just wouldn't turn on properly. Like, the computer itself, which is down there, like it would turn on, but none of the monitors would pick up anything from it. So we had to kind of fix that. So it's good now. It's been good ever since. But again, it's just another one of those things. One of those like hardware stuff that gets in the way. And I guess the last kind of most biggest sort of downside, of course, I did a video on this, of course. I lost my fuzzy sauce, which was back in June. It was just so sudden. And no, we have still not found her. So again, I think I don't really have much hope anymore about that. So if she does miraculously show up, that'll be a miracle. But I think that's all gone. But anyway, but again, we still have 5 other kitties around the house, so they're still kind of filling that void. But I still think of her from time to time. But yeah, just wanted to also bring that up here. Now that we've talked about a lot of the downsides, let's go ahead and bring up the energy yet again. And now I want to go ahead and talk about some of my favorite videos that I've made this year. That's something I kind of like doing because I like to talk about some of my best stuff I'm very proud of, and hopefully that the people who watch them, hopefully you felt the same way, because these videos I'm going to talk about, I feel like I really are some of my best work I've done to date. And we have quite a bit to get through, and so they're not ranked by no stretch. This is kind of more like in order of when they came out. But I'm going to jump around a little bit because the first 3 videos I want to highlight are the Deep Purple Mark 1 video, the Genesis Spot the Pigeon video, and the UFO video. All are kind of part of this kind of series I guess I've started, where I talk about forgotten moments or history of bands or artists. And those were a lot of fun. They were kind of like a more documentary sort of thing, where I actually talk about the history and I review on the albums that I'm talking about, and I give my opinions on them. It's just very great stuff. I think I really done a really good job on those. I think they're some of the best editing I've done. And just more put together, and those videos definitely take a lot more time because of course I usually write down the script. Of course I have to record on camera stuff, B-roll, and then of course the editing takes a lot of time. So I'm very proud of those videos. So I'm very happy about those 3. So hopefully I'll do more because I have more ideas. I had one that was supposed to come out this year, but it kept getting postponed. It's supposed to be a David Bowie video. Hopefully, maybe I'll finish that next year, hopefully soon, because the script is done. I have the script done, but yeah, just hadn't found time to do it. But it's on the list. That's one I should probably start doing. But expect more of those in the future. I did a whole update on my room. I did a whole more in-depth video where I just talked about the updates I did with my background, my setup. Just did a whole tour. Again, I liked how it came out. And of course, you see Sauce in there. Makes a little cameo. But yeah. I already mentioned the Vivor video. Like, I think I like how I put that one together too. Just going in detail on the product itself and just doing the whole compare and contrast at the end. I think it was very nice and a little bit of humor in there. Then we have the Thomas song ranking. This is the second part of, I guess, a series, because this might as well be a tradition where I just do something Thomas related on April 1st, because the year before that I did the classic era with the models, and then I did the more hit era of the show, and that was just kind of fun. And of course I talked trash on a couple songs, and of course I want to highlight a video that probably did not get many people's interest. It's the video where I talked about anime, but specifically the video where I highlighted 10 English speaking songs that appeared in Japanese anime. I know not many people on this channel are that into anime, but it was just a topic I've always wanted to do, just kind of talk about that. There's hopefully for those who did watch it, hopefully there were some that maybe have surprised you, because there definitely were surprises when I was making the video. And again, it was just nice kind of talking about something different, just something I don't really talk about too much, because again, it's a music channel. It's not really an anime channel, but it's just combining two things I have a good interest in and making something different. So again, if you have not seen that video, again, I really suggest you check it out because I think it's fascinating. Just a couple more. Of course, the Bandcamp video, which was kind of a slow burn, surprisingly, because I guess I shouldn't be surprised because how YouTube works. So when I did the Bandcamp video, it was, it got like a decent amount of views, like got about 100, but I don't know why, but in recent time, like in the last couple months, that video definitely has risen in views. Like right now, I think last time I checked, it's definitely crossed the 700. So well, maybe it's gonna get to 1,000 at some point. I'm not sure. But again, that was just one of those videos that upon upload, it didn't do much, but now over time, now it's starting to find its audience, which I've seen happen to a couple of my videos, like my Black Sabbath video I did a couple years ago, like that's blowing up. So again, it's kind of strange how the algorithm works and all that stuff. And then another video I want to point out is the Thomas on vinyl video, which was another thing I'm sure not many people is that interested in, but again, it was just taking another interest. I mean, look at me. I got a Sir Topham Hatt shirt on. I got a Thomas and the Magic Railroad hat on too. So again, Thomas is always going to be around on this channel. Again, it's just something, another interest I have not been ashamed or never really shied away from. I've always been very open that I still have a keen interest in Thomas and the Tank Engine. It's just something I grew up with. So it's just something I'm going to continue to do, find ways to incorporate this blue tank engine, especially because it's celebrating its 80th anniversary this year. But yeah, just another fun video. Again, unboxing just some Thomas related stuff, and even talking about something completely different with the whole Erasure segment, which has nothing to do with the main video, but it has Thomas on it, or it's related, so I guess I'll include it. But again, I like that video a lot. I still enjoy, especially the GoPro stuff I was doing in that video, just something different. And of course, I got the final video I'm going to highlight, of course, is my top 100 favorite albums. Again, as I said earlier, that video took a long time to record. There was definitely parts where it felt like I was going insane with how long I was sitting here, and then whenever I would mess up, I would get more and more frazzled. I hope that'll be another thing on my Patreon page. Like, if you want to see more of like behind the scenes or bloopers, those will be on the Patreon page too. I haven't uploaded it as of this recording, but I do want to put more bloopers, behind the scenes stuff on the Patreon page. So again, interested in that stuff, go over there. But back to the video itself. But again, it was just a great way to celebrate the channel's 5th anniversary, and hopefully there were a lot of surprises, especially my number one. I'm sure would have surprised quite a few people. But it was just a video that was definitely worth it, and I like the little transitions I was doing in that video, all the sound bites I got that somewhat applied to the artists I was talking about. It was just a great video. I'm really happy with that one, and that's pretty much all the big highlight videos, I would say. Not to say that all the other videos I didn't mention are worth mentioning, because again, there's still a lot more smaller videos I did. I think were still pretty good. So again, I can't highlight everything, but the videos I went more in depth, I think those are some of the best work this year. And now it's time for some shout outs. These are people that have been very supportive of this channel. They're usually commenting a lot, or it's people I've worked with or I've talked to on a regular basis. So again, I'm just going to jump right in because of course we have quite a few people to get through. But of course I got to bring up the usual people. Of course, Jason the Old Millennial, Scott from SoundLab Studios, Nick from Townsend 505, Adam from What the Gym, Jacob Martin, and then we have Ryan Cam. Of course, those people I've worked with on their channels, well, most of their channels, and just getting a chance to work with them, talking about music and participating in whatever series they're doing. It's kind of slowed down mainly because a lot of us have lives, and so we don't always have the same, our schedules don't always line up as it used to back in the day. But whenever it does align, it's usually still a good time. We usually have some good laughs and whatever album or artist we're talking about. Still very, very cool. I mean, we'll see what 2026 have for us. We'll see if our schedules get less cluttered, but we'll see. We'll usually find a way. But again, just want to bring those up because I bring those guys up a lot. And then we have, of course, Mickey. Mickey, of course, he's probably the big contributor in viewer mail. He sent me countless stuff, and some of them has made the top 50. And a couple made the top 10 worst. But still, it's always great when Mickey sends something. I don't always know what he's gonna send. I mean, he'll give me like a heads up on some of the big ones, but usually he'll throw in like some other miscellaneous things. So it's always fun opening up stuff that he sends over, and again, always comments on my channel a lot. So it's still great to see Mickey still around, of course. Of course, Ian Cook, another one that comments a lot, who's always a big supporter, and of course one of the supporters on Patreon. Again, great person to get the chance to talk to in the comments. Just really appreciate his support. Of course, want to also shout out Daryl from the CD Rabbit Hole, another person who does have a YouTube channel. And for people who do have like channels that they have uploaded to, I am going to put their name in the description so you can check those channels out. But again, I think Daryl, I mean, he hasn't uploaded in a while, last time I checked. But he's done some good videos too. I've watched a good chunk of his stuff, and I think there's some good stuff in there. And again, we always go back and forth on each other's videos. So I think he's definitely worth mentioning here. But yeah, and then we have, I'm not going to say his name because his name's actually kind of hard to say, but I know his name's Raul. So Raul, I know he's a big commenter. I know he's a big Queen fan just like me. So it's great to know there's more Queen fanatics out there. So it's nice when he comments. So again, nice to see you. Then we have JJ, and then Irish Flink. Other people who have also been commenting a lot, who also comments a lot. So it's great to see them here. Zeb, another person who I always see in the comments, big Praga guy. Sometimes he'll leave a snarky comment, but it's always having fun at the end of the day. Jack from the CD Cave, another one with a good channel. Then we have DHux496, who I know is Sheridan, who I've actually met in person. On a couple occasions, we just run up to each other at record stores at random. So I just want to shout him out too, especially if I want to highlight those times we've kind of ran into each other. Paul Barrows, another great guy. I think he's also a Patreon as well. Mike, not Mike from Did You See That? It's a different Mike from Canada. So very want to highlight him too. Jason, not Jason O Millennial, a different Jason. Some of these names very similar. John Bramley, of course. Bill Voigat, spelled V-O-I-G-T. Gar Pike. I think his real name is Gary. Kind of a more recent person I've seen, but still, he's been commenting a lot more. And this was kind of a newer person. I think he's mostly a Let's Play channel based on this name. We have Jeff Plays. I think he just, again, another kind of fairly recent person, but still kind of cool. He kind of pops in every once in a while. He actually got some of my references in my top 100 album sound bites, which was kind of interesting. I didn't think anybody stumbling upon my videos would get most of the references there. And then the last one I have here is Carl, another one who comments a lot. And that's pretty much all the shoutouts I have for this year. I don't know if that's less or more, but I know there's going to be a lot of people that I did not mention. Either one, I they didn't really comment as much this year, or 2, I simply just forgot. That's right, you forgot. I also got to give a shout out to Steve Harold, Monty Muse, and Chris Prophy, Musically Obsessed. I have no idea how I forgot those 3, but want to give you 3 a shout out nonetheless. Okay, back to the video. So if you're one of those people who I did not mention in the shoutouts, please note that does not mean I don't appreciate your support. I am very grateful for anybody who comments, no matter how frequent or how less, or if they're just simply watching it, as long as they're enjoying the content, I'm still very grateful of that. But regardless, again, I just want to highlight those people because those people definitely go a little bit above and beyond. But still, regardless on how you enjoy my content, I still very much appreciate it in any form. And I think that's it, really. In terms of goals I have for this year, I mean, a lot of this is going to be very similar to last year. You know, I'm always going to be pushing for better content. I'm always going to try and grow the channel because we're getting close to 3,000, so maybe we'll get there in the new year. But besides that, hopefully, maybe we'll get more collabs from different people. And of course, maybe I'll also try to put more work into my Patreon page, so more people will join there to help support the channel. You know, that sort of thing. And overall, this year has been pretty solid. I'm just gonna summarize right now, but again, I'm actually ending this year oddly optimistic, which is strange because I'm usually more down during this time of year. I don't know why. I just feel like some exciting things are in the works, and then hopefully all that, you know, works out well. You know, not just, you know, the channel, of course, but other things outside of YouTube. Again, I major in film, and I have a couple opportunities, and hopefully more will come in the new year. And of course, I still have my day job, so I'm always going to be focusing on that as well. But, you know, I'm out of school, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And so I should have a little bit of a better balance between this and everything outside of that. We'll see how if that's true. But again, I'm just strangely positive right now, which is probably a good thing. I should probably hold on to that as long as I can. But of course, I'm still excited on what's going to be happening to this channel. Again, some great stuff in the works. Hopefully you'll be around to see all that when they come out. And in the comments below, you can always let me know, like, what do you want to see, what ideas you have, if there's things you want to see more of or things you want to see less. Again, you can always drop in the comments. I'm always going to take it into consideration. And again, I am very grateful for everybody who has been supporting this channel. Again, after 5 years, we're still going, and I feel like we're still going to be going strong. So again, thank you very much. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new here. Of course, links to my Patreon page and any way you can support the channel are in the description. And of course, my social medias are also there, which I don't really plug that much, but they're always there, so you can check them out. And I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but of course, I hope that you had a really wonderful holiday season, and hopefully you're also optimistic about 2026. So that's it from me. I'll see you next year. Air quotes on that little joke. But regardless, take care and goodbye for now.